Absolute value inequality. Well, we looked at absolute value equations. An absolute value inequality is very similar to an absolute value equation. You replace the equal sign by less than, greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. So, any thoughts as to what we did with an absolute value equation? How did we solve?
Plugging it back in.
Well, that's the very last step. After you find the solution.
Subtracting both sides.
We do that with every equation.
Yeah.
Put the equation equal to positive, put the equation equal to negative. You have two sets of solutions. Once you solve, find the value of x, then you check. Absolute value inequality is very similar. So if you have the absolute value of ax plus b is less than some number c, it could be less than or equal to that would imply ax plus b would lie between negative c and positive c. So I could change that to less than or equal to as well. Same. If ax plus b is greater than c, then you either have ax plus b to be greater than c, or you have ax plus b to be less than negative c. What would happen if I put equal sign? In other words, if I had ax plus b greater than or equal to c, then what do we expect to happen? Same thing with what then? What changed from here to there? Equal sign. Okay, here is an example. Absolute value of x minus 3 is less than or equal to 5. So, of the 4 cases, which one should we pick? The second one. The constant here is 5. So C is 5. And as long as you have it in this form, everything is okay. It has to be in this form. Then I could write this as minus 5 less than or equal to x minus 3 less than or equal to 5. Good. How do we solve for x? If this were to be an equal sign, how would you solve for x?
You would we'll bring all the
guess. So everything that's not X to the other side.
That is correct. How would you solve for X?
Add 3 on both sides.
Add 3 on both sides, right? Same thing. If you have an inequality, you're just going to add 3 on all sides, or it's simply moving this -3 to the other side. So -5 plus 3 less than or equal to X, because -3 plus 3 is 0. 5 plus 3. 5 plus 3 is 8, and -5 plus 3 is -2. Signs matter. So less than or equal to, we've got to use that. So -1 is less than or equal to 2x minus 3, less than or equal to +1. Got to add 3 on both sides. So -1 plus 3, less than or equal to, or I shouldn't say both sides, all sides. And if you add 3 here, that 3 would go away. 1 plus 3, 3 minus 1, 2. 1 plus 3, 4. What do? Divide by 2 throughout. So you have 2 over 2, 1. 2x divided by 2, x. 4 divided by 2, 2. Good. Going to leave that up here for reference, so that look at it. Do you see anything out of the ordinary? The fraction. Here is the question. Should you take care of the fraction first or wait till the very end?
First.
First, okay. Typically, we would take care of it first, but since we have the absolute value sign, we're going to do it after we apply the trick. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
If it's a regular equation, we would just multiply, by 5 or 7 and get rid of that 5 or 7 and solve. But here, since we have this absolute value sign, we'll take care of that first, then get rid of the fraction. So less than or equal to, so we will have less than or equal to 4. What goes over there? -4. How do I get rid of that 5?
Oh, wait.
Multiply by 5 throughout. So -4 times 5 is -20. The 5 and 5 will get cancelled. X minus 2. 4 times 5 is 20. Yes. What do we do now? Add 2. So -20 plus 2. 2 minus 2, they would get cancelled. We will have x. 20 plus 2. -20 plus 2 is -18. Less than or equal to x. And 20 plus 2 is 22. So what should we do when we have fractions and such? Multiply, but don't do it right away. When it comes to absolute value functions, take care of the absolute value sign, then go with usual algebra. Good?
Yeah.
So, first step is to take care of the absolute value sign. I look at that. It's less than. So what form should I use? The form up there. So -2 less than 3/4 times x plus 1. less than plus 2. Yes?
Yes.
I would like to take care of the 4 in the denominator. That's one at a time. So if I multiply all sides by 4, -2 times 4 is -8. When I multiply by 4 here, what would happen to that 4? It'll go away. So I'll simply have 3 times x plus 1. 4 times 2 here is 8. Good. Now, how do we solve? Yes.
How did the 2 get negative?
So anytime you have a less than sign, we use that.
Got you.
So how do we go from here?
We distribute the 3.
Distribute the 3 first. Or is there another way? Divide by 3, but I'm not going to do that yet because maybe fractions, which way do you think should we go? Distribute, then divide. Really, it's up to you. So 3x plus 3 less than 8. Subtract 3 across. So -8 minus 3 less than 3x less than 8 minus 3. Good. -11 less than 3x less than 5. Now all I have to do is divide by 3 across. So I'll have -11 over 3 less than x less than 5 over 3. And that is the better way. Had you divided it at the beginning here, you would have to deal with fractions, or you would have had to deal with fractions. Does that make sense? So this is better. Any questions? Okay, so what is the first step? What should we do?
Put it in the right way.
Put it in the right way. How?
The -3 behind it.
Behind it?
Or
We're taking
to the left,
behind
yeah.
it?
You know,
You just follow the.
Yeah, you follow this.
What does that mean?
Absolute value.
You like,
You match it.
The example.
You follow the thing, you match it.
which is what? What's your name?
This is the first one. Jojo?
Who?
Jojo.
Jojo. Come on.
Yeah, I would say the first one.
Okay.
On the left side.
First one, what are we doing?
Putting the 3. I don't know if it's negative or not. I don't know if you put the -3 in the front.
Okay.
Now you just write the equation again.
What's the equation?
3x minus 2 over 4.
Okay.
And then you just keep the regular 3.
Okay, you see how easy that was? Good job. What is the next step here? Multiply by 4 throughout. So did you have a question?
No, I was just going to say what you have.
Ah, I see. Okay. Next up. So multiply by 4 throughout. So we'll have -3 times 4, -12. When you multiply by 4 here, the 4 and 4 will get cancelled. You have 3x minus 2. 4 times 3, we will get 12. What is the next step?
Yeah.
2 throughout, so -12 plus 2 less than 3x less than 12 plus 2. -12 plus 2 is -10. 12 plus 2 is 14. And what do you do next? Divide by 3 throughout. So -10 over 3 less than x less than 14. Good. I am going to let you try this. So the very first step is to get rid of the absolute value sign. So since it is less than, we have -4. Cool. What is the next step? Go ahead, what's your name? James?
Jacob.
Jacob, okay.
You multiply each side by 2.
Every
Yes.
side by 2,
Every side.
or everything by 2. I get what you're saying, each side of this, but across. So -4 times 2 is -8. 4 times 2 is 8. What's next?
You're going to add 3 to -8 and +8.
So add 3 across, so you'd have -8 plus 3. When you add 3 to -3 over here, it's going to go away. You'll have 5x less than 8 plus 3. What is -8 plus 3? You would have -5. What is 8 plus 3? 11. How do we solve for x? Divide by 5 throughout. -5 over 5 is -1. 5x over 5 is x. 11 over 5. Good. What is the difference between every problem that we did so far and that one? The sign. So what does the sign tell you? How should we rewrite that?
Close to greater than negative.
Oh, what? Over where?
It's just like that.
Towards the boundary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe x plus 2 is greater than 5, or x plus 2 is less than -5.
You just have to know to write that, and that's going to give us the 2 solutions. So x plus 2 greater than 5. How do we solve for x? We subtract 2 on both sides, or move the 2 to the other side, it becomes -2. Same here. Oh, greater than, sorry. So x has to be greater than 3, or x has to be less than -2. If instead of greater than, we had greater than or equal to, how would that answer change? Just add an equals there. That's it. Does that make sense? So first step is to get rid of the absolute value sign. How do we do that? Since it is greater than or equal to, we have to pick that. So 4x minus 7 is greater than or equal to +3, or 4x minus 7 is less than or equal to negative 9. Add 7 on both sides. Add 7 here. You'll have -9 plus 7. Nine plus 7, 16. -9 plus 7, -2. How do we solve for x? Divide by 4 on both sides here. So 4x over 4, 4's would go away. 16 over 4 is 4. 4x over 4, 4's would go away. -2 over 4. And what is -2/4?
-1/2.
-1/2. Where would I start? Getting rid of x. Oh, the absolute value. Okay. So how would we do that? What? I'm hearing voices. Which is? What is positive?
Oh.
You're like giving me bits and pieces.
What is, I don't know, how the one is positive.
So I just put this.
And then you do.
What is it, negative?
No, what else goes there? That's my question.
The rest of the problem?
Jesus Christ.
1/4 minus 3 over
1/4x - 3/8. Is it greater than or less than? Greater than 1. I know it's less than the problem. I want you to tell me less than the problem. Or 1/4x minus 3/8 less than -1. Now, this is a problem where there is no escape from fractions. Yes, because both terms here are fractions. So there isn't much we can do. So what I'm going to do is keep 1/4x there, add 3/8 on both sides. Go ahead and try this and tell me what the answer is. How do we combine these two without using a calculator? Common denominator, which will be 8 in this case. Multiply and divide by 8. We have a common denominator, 8. Add the numerators, 8 plus 3. You get 11. And you have 1/4x. What do you do to solve for x?
4.
Divide by 4.
Times
Multiply by 4. Ah, I see.
Oh,
Did you say divide by 4/1?
No, divide by, yeah, I said that.
You're just making stuff up now. So multiply by 4 on both sides. X greater than 11/8 times 4. What would happen to the 4 and the 8?
Austin.
Does Austin have to do all the work?
Yeah.
Yes. Go do it.
Wow. It's reduced to 4 and 2. 8 divided by 4 is 2, right? 4 divided by 2 is 2.
What about here?
Oh, me again?
Yeah. No, someone else, poor Austin. Let him have a break. You've got to volunteer. Or I can put you on spot. You choose. No one wants to go. Common denominator, multiply and divide by 8. Same process. Since we have a common denominator, we combine the numerators, -8 plus 3, which is -5. have to be bold. If you're afraid of algebra, there's a lot of things in life that you should be afraid of. Science. What should we do to solve for x?
Same thing you do.
Okay, I got it. You can enlighten about this, Austin. So multiply by 4 on both sides. What would happen to 4 and 8? It'll cancel each other. You get 2. So we have -5/2. Good. So the solution would be x greater than 11/2 or x less than -5/2. Good.